I want to appreciate each and every one of you for coming. This is a call you have answered, not for anybody, but for the soul of those who have lost their lives. They have paid a supreme price for the unity of Plateau. My brothers and sisters, we have failed as youths. We must tell ourselves the truth. Our elders handed over a peaceful Plateau to us, but we have failed to live up to our responsibility as youths. And I stand here today to tell us that if we don't stand today, the blood of the innocent women and children that have lost their life will be on us. When I was receiving calls that we should suspend this meeting, I told them no. We are ready to come and die here at the youth center. There is no point. I told them there is no point living if I will give birth to a child and the child will be massacred even before he gets to the age of understanding. I am a useless father. If you can run for your life and allow your child to die, you are a useless father. Gentlemen and ladies, we have allowed politics, we have allowed politicians to divide us. This is not a fight of the Biron people. It's not a fight of the Irigwe people. If anybody deceived you, that anybody is responsible for this within the Plateau, the person is lying. It's a calculated plan to eliminate us in Plateau State. Our issues are historic. Let me tell you, if you don't know, it did not start today, and we must seek and find a solution to this problem. It is unfortunate that we think we can sit and dialogue at any table and this issue will be resolved. There is no military solution to the problem of Plateau State. The solution of this problem is within us and the government of Plateau State. And we must find an avenue to sit and talk with the government so that we will find a way forward. Ladies and gentlemen, having said this, I want us to be in a standing position. We are responsible for the life of those who have died in Plateau State by our inactions. We pay a 1-minute silence to those who lost their life within this weekend. May the soul of the faithfully departed rest in peace. Amen. Azinyako Youth Center, this day, 26 June 2018. The Plateau State Youth Council is deeply pained and condemned in the strongest possible times the wanton and egregious attack and display of violence against the peace-loving people of Plateau State. The events of these last few days have brought upon us the highest sense of despair and hopelessness. This carnage is a clear evidence that our democracy has created room for inciting violence and endangering the innocent public. It is obvious the primary responsibility of government, which is to protect life and properties, has been jettisoned, and the ideologies of those who commit these acts have been encouraged. The violent action of herdsmen over the weekend on communities in Barkin-Ladi, Riom, and some part of Jos South, which over 100 people were killed, is a clear demonstration of failure of the state, and this deserves unequivocal condemnation. The large scale and gravity of this brutality and senselessness mark a worrying escalation of violence in Nigeria. The leadership of the Plateau State Youth Council hereby reiterate its condemnation of all forms of terror, regardless of the perpetrators and the purpose for which they are carried out. We are horrified that despite the gains and the gradual stability achieved through dialogue and mutual understanding, our state still experiences such horrific and disgraceful acts of violence. Criminals are getting bolder by the day due to the weak response of security agencies to the plight of the people. the confidence of Plateau people has finally eroded. We call on the federal government to, as a matter of priority, urgently review its security strategies as it relates to the current security architecture within which it has been present in Plateau State since 2001. The presence of security agencies under the climate of mistrust from the communities who are currently vulnerable and helpless is not good for a state-to-citizens relationship. We are disappointed at the statement of the chairman of Miati Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, North Central, Alhaji Danladi Chiroma, who publicly claiming that the attack is a result of the cattle rustling and no one should expect peace in these areas. This is a clear indication that they are aware of the perpetrators of this killing. If government is sincere, he should be arrested for this crime. Government at all levels must embark on aggressive confidence building measures to restore hope, normalcy, and reclaiming of the land of our people that have been displaced. This remains a primary responsibility of the government and must be given utmost priority. Government must be deliberate in directing developmental partners and donor agencies to ameliorate the intense suffering of our people. In the context of the state primary responsibility to protect life and properties, we can be confident that the federal government has failed Plateau people. We have a right to call on the international community and the Security Council of the United Nations to salvage the situation of Plateau State by rescuing us from the clutches of deadly attacks, mounting of roadblocks and checkpoints by security agencies in the cities of Jos and beyond, while reckless killing occurs in the villages. This is a sign of a defect on the part of the federal government responsibility to insecurity. We mourn with the families of the victims, and we send sincere condolence to those who lost loved ones in these tragedies, and to Plateau people, especially those in the local government under whom people were killed. Please forgive us and accept our condolence. While we commiserate with the people and the government of Plateau over this incessant killing and wanton destruction of life and property, we appreciate also the presence of the Vice President of the Federal Republic, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, who is in town to commiserate with us. We demand that a state burial be given to the citizens killed, and we enjoin the state government to, as a matter of urgency, and necessity, devise ways and means through which our communities must be protected by all means, and if possible, by all costs. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, we recommend that an outfit like the Civilian Joint Task Force in the Northeast be formed within permissible law, which a review to helping the conventional security agencies on ground. This is because the presence of the military in Plateau State has not helped us. Like I said earlier, the problem of Plateau State has no military solution. The security agencies here have not been able to meet the expectation of the people they are deployed to protect. We also call on Plateau State government to activate the early warning signs and empower Operation Rainbow to perform optimally by providing them the necessary resources and equipment to perform. It is unfortunate that peace agencies have been set in this state, but they have been underutilized. The government has set up a peace agency, Plateau State Peace Agency. There is Operation Rainbow, but these agencies are just a shadow of themselves. And these are the agencies that can collaborate with the conventional security agencies, police and the DSS, to salvage our problem. Finally, as we urge Plateau youths to remain eternally vigilant, we plead with the youth to eschew violence and see ourselves as an entity. We must treat issues of insecurity and communal crisis as a collective problem. We must see each other's challenge as our own. Please guard and protect your communities. If one is not safe, we are all endangered. It is your duty to protect your communities, please. Thank you very much. God bless Plateau State Youth Council, God bless Plateau State, and God bless Nigeria.
Okay, see, if there's any other question, please, these questions are only for journalists. It's only journalists that are allowed to ask questions during press conference like this. So if maybe you have anything they can talk with you, maybe do an interview or anything outside. But for now, we are only giving the opportunity to journalists to ask questions. And after they ask the question, the deputy chairman will now respond. And after the conclusion, we can go outside and take a snapshot, a group picture or group photograph as all of us, so that journalists will be able to capture. Is there anybody with any other question?
I greet everybody. I have a media, but I'm not speaking for the media. I want to raise an observation because I've been in the bush since day before yesterday. I don't have confidence on this military because they refuse us to take all the dead bodies so we can give them a fitting burial. We were going to the village day before yesterday. Unknown to us, we didn't know that the Commandant General, the one in charge of Plateau State, was already in that bush. The DPO was not aware of his coming. We went and met him he was guiding the Fulani herdsmen. He did not allow us to pass. He sent the policemen because he was the overrun officer. He sent them back. We had to quarrel in that bush before they could allow us to go with only one patrol van to that bush. We buried, in one community, we buried 80, first of all we buried 68. Yesterday, in that same community, they found 11 again in that community. So what I'm raising, the alarm I'm raising here, when I don't have confidence in the military. Because what I saw, you cannot say over 500 Fulani herdsmen were following villages and no one was shot. No one was killed. And even that same yesterday, we were still going to the villages to evacuate women and children.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, the deputy chairman will respond.
Thank you very much for the questions asked. The first question was on the Vice President's visit and his statement that they will deploy more army to Plateau State. I have said it in the statement. We have lost confidence in the military. It is the presence of the military in Plateau State that has made the conventional security agencies, the police, the DSS, and other agencies powerless. In Plateau State, if you quarrel with your girlfriend, she'll go and report you to a military man and you come to beat you. That is not their duty. We only see roadblocks and checkpoints in town, but you have attacks in the villages and nobody to help them. I am also going to be in the town hall meeting that the Vice President will be here. This will be my statement. We have lost confidence in the military. We don't want military again on the plateau. On the Commandant General who was in the villages, honestly, it is unfortunate. It just re-emphasized what we just said. Because even this morning, we got a report that some villages were forced to bury their people in the night. Yes. This is unfortunate. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, if you think because you are in PDP or you are in APC, your candidate will come and solve the problem of Plateau State, you are lying to yourself. Yes. The Constitution of Nigeria did not give any state government power to give directive to any security agency. Yeah. The governor of a state is like you and I. He only reports situations to security agencies.
What do you think about military intervention in Plateau State? First of all, I want to register my displeasure about the happenings around. My heart reaches out to our brothers and sisters who have lost loved ones, and all these people stand as family to us, as Plateau citizens. On the issue of the military intervention, it makes every sense, you know, if it's written on paper, but if there's no action taken properly, then it's lost. It has been happening severally. I'm surprised that the governor in Plateau State cannot take decisions till today unless he sends message down to Abuja or he reaches security agencies. In Maiduguri is a classical example whereby the military will act on impulse. When they see insurgency and when they see attacks, they act. So the rules of engagement should not be different. We're under attack. Terrorism is predominant in Plateau State, and it should be a thing that should, you know, people will take action on impulse and immediately while it happens. You don't expect the military to get to a point where they meet with people who have guns and they are not under obligation to shoot, or they are not deployed to these areas.
Do you think it's political?
Yes, I see it as being highly political in every sense. Else would have had arrests, else the herdsmen would have been declared as a terrorist group. IPOP had killed no person, you know, at a point, but they were declared a terrorist group even when nothing was happening. So I'm amazed that they've not been declared a terrorist group yet. And even when comments are being made by Mieti Allah stating that they are directly involved in this, nothing has been done yet about them.
Okay, so do you think the government has any role to play in this?
As much as the government has a role to play, it has become really convenient for us as a youth who are close to 60% of the entire state to push blames to the federal government or the state government or the military. The best thing to do is we hold their future in our hands. We fail to appreciate that and fail to understand that. The first thing we do, since the governor has refused to move or the government has refused to move, we begin to recall these leaders. The first thing we do is every constituency should recall the members of House of Assembly. I've not heard any comment yet by any member of any house of the House of Assemblies in different constituencies. They're still sleeping and resting on their hours. So we need to put them on their toes. The first thing we do, recall them. Obviously, they don't know why they've been sent there. When we recall them, people will begin to think and understand that we have the power to. So I think that's the first line of action. But for us as the youth, we should feel disappointed by ourselves because we have refused to take action. There's no violence in this. The government should be able to take action, and if they refuse to, then the first thing we do is to recall people that we've put in office. They need to understand that these things that are happening are impeachable offenses by every right. It is the utmost responsibility of government to safeguard life and property. How many people do we have to lose? For the past 3 months, people have been dying on the daily, at least 5 people per day. The statistics are there, and the government has done nothing. No visit by the government, no intervention. People have been displaced. You go to camps where people have left their homes to stay. These people are living very difficult lives. They hardly have anything to eat and all that. Cholera outbreaks in these places, and the government is doing nothing. It's really unfortunate. It's not a partisan thing. It's a thing for we as Plateau people. This has nothing to do with party. It's so unfortunate that whenever anybody speaks, the first thing that comes to mind is the fact that this thing is political. No party in this. Thank you.
Prince Godwin Bederi is my name, from Kanche local government, a student activist from University of Jos.
So why do you agree with them that the military should be taken out of life?
All right, well, to me, I feel just during the weekend or over the weekend, I received a series of the events that took place, and then the truth is as if our military men are aiding these Fulani herdsmen, and nobody is ready or willing to come out and tell the world the true situation of what is happening with us. But well, I think what the PYC chairman just said now, I totally agree with him, and I support that military men, if possible, should vacate this community, because all they do is they are trying to aid these people. Take for instance, if you check the security architecture in this country, most of them are Muslims. Why? Unless these things are checked. If not, we must always have that feeling that something is fishy, something is wrong somewhere. This is the time to speak with one voice, and I call on all Plateau youth to join the PYC in calling on the withdrawal of military men in Plateau State. They are not helping us. We are tired of them. We are very, very tired.
For me, I think that is not a wise decision. What we should be asking is for the military to reinforce, to be effective in their duty, to be honest and responsible in carrying out their duty.
So you think the military so far have been underestimated?
I think they have not been living up to expectation, because if such a thing is happening for 3 days and the security agency are not doing as much as expected of them, then I think something is wrong somewhere.
So don't you think the withdrawal is justified?
No, if you withdraw the military, what become of people in communities? What happened to them? I don't think it's the right thing to do. They are just carrying out their duty, but all we should be asking is for them to be effective and be honest in carrying out their duty, but not to withdraw.
What other issues do you have in this matter?
For me, I think one of the things that I want to raise is the fact that the state government are just being reactive over issues. I don't see them being proactive. For instance, at every given opportunity, they just enact curfew on people. And to me, even with the curfew yesterday, there has been an attack in villages, and I don't think this is a wise decision. So I ask that the state government should be effective.
What's your name?
My name is Comrade Enoch John Villet.
Okay, Comrade Enoch John Villet, you just called that the STF should be withdrawn from Plateau State.
Yes.
Why did you have to take that resolution?
Because they are not helping issues. Instead of the STF to protect life of citizens, they are instead protecting the life of people who own cow, people who are not even remorse of what is happening. Okay. For me, if left to me, they should be withdrawn from Plateau State. We want the civilian JTF. If the civilian JTF will not be given to us, let the federal government declare a state police for Plateau State.
A state police?
Yes.
Okay. I hope you understand the repercussion of that.
We know.
Okay. So what other issues do you have in regard to this matter?
One, the federal government should return back the land of those people. So they should rebuild our houses. Let our people go back to their villages. We want to stay back in our villages. If the whole Senate president is being summoned because of a robbery, then I think the Maeti Allah chairman should be arrested too and declare the headsman a terrorist group.